Let's smash those likes, hit that subscribe. Let's get it. Here we go on Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and we are live today, September 3rd at 5:19 in the afternoon. And we've got some major news to cover here with Bitcoin, Ethereum, World Liberty Finance, and many other altcoins overall. Guys, you guys already know we're about to start diving into some deep technical analysis here for all your favorite altcoins to start. And make sure you guys not just smash those likes and hit that subscribe, but make sure you're dropping your altcoins into the chat, guys. Make sure you're dropping them into the chat so we get in here. Let's jump into the chat here and start saying hello to some people. Scott says, what's going on? Says, blessed us with knowledge, bro. Appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to do every single day here and in the Crypto Citadel every single day. You guys already know we are grinding, looking for that financial freedom, trying to build our skills every single day for people that are brand new at trading and much more. So make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel if you want to start learning how to trade and follow along in my trades as well. Make sure that you are in the Crypto Citadel. Let's see here. Are we just not going to have video today? Looks like my camera just said, nope, not today. Come on. Give it a sec here. Our people, guys, as you guys are jumping in here, make sure you guys are tapping those likes, smashing those likes, guys. Keep tapping those likes. Rock and roll it. Let's go. Good afternoon, Damien. What's going on? Says just joined. Well worth it. Appreciate it, Damien. Good to see you in there, brother. How will ETH perform in the upcoming weeks? Well, let's see here. I'll give my camera here a break before we try using it again. For whatever reason, it's not looking too well right now. So Ethereum right now, guys, is looking very, very good. If we jump out here to the 4 hour, as you guys can see, Ethereum has reclaimed its previous week range. Getting above that weekly open was very critical for it, and it just blasted off, right? Getting above the previous week open, the week open and the previous day high, we have now gotten back within the previous week range, and we have also broken out of this downtrend from the previous week as well. So right now we're currently sitting at 44.66 on the upside. We're right below the Monday high. If we break above 44.90, our targets to the upside remain 45.22 to 45.91 for this previous week. Now, once we start getting above 46.49, we start entering the higher territory of the previous month range, which we've been in this whole entire time, but we're entering the value area high area to potentially break out of the August range. Above 47.70, we have targets at 48.12 to the all-time high of 49.57. So those are some to keep an eye on for good old Ethereum here on the way up. Let me jump here into some more chat, see, make sure everybody's going on. Annika, what's going on? Good to see you. What's your XRP cycle target, guys? Simple cycle target for XRP is $5. Very simple target overall. Give me a second here. This camera's flickering on, off, on, off. Doesn't even know what it wants to do anymore. Let's see here. It's just flickering off like wildfire. Okay. $5 is an easy target for Ethereum as a general consensus for XRP, not for Ethereum, for XRP, sorry. So why do I say that? If we jump out here to the daily for XRP, actually this is not the XRP long-term chart. This is the day trading chart. XRP cycle here, right? Overall, we are finding support at this 276 to as low as 270 for XRP. We have reclaimed the previous month range. We're back inside the August range right now. Our targets to the upside remain at $2.95 and $3. Once we get above $3, we're going to start climbing and trying to break this downtrend that we've created here in the past month. As you guys can see, we made a high back in July of 366, made a lower high in August, and now have, once again, if we come back all the way to 308, even to as high as 320-ish, we could still be making a lower high here, which we don't want to do. We want to get above 335 and break the lower high market structure so that we can run for 366. Above 366, our first big target is 416. That's for XRP. Now, if XRP does not hold or does create a lower high here around $3 and continues heading lower in the next couple of weeks, targets to the downside remain between 257 to 233 to the downside for XRP. Bitcoin, on the other hand, also very good news for Bitcoin is Bitcoin has reclaimed its August value area low, something that we were talking about earlier this week. I forgot to actually mark it on my chart, and today we actually got above the August value area low, meaning we are now officially within the August range, meaning that our targets to the upside are more likely to be met at this point in time, when these targets are between 113.329 to 115.94 for Bitcoin in the short term. Now, once we get above 115, if we can continue to get above the quarterly value area, the quarterly VWAP of 115.539, our targets to the upside are between 117 to 120. That's our next set of targets. But right now, in the short term, we're targeting 113 to 115 for Bitcoin. How will ETH perform in the upcoming weeks, guys? I believe Ethereum is going to perform extremely well, and it has been extremely well, right? Ethereum topped out at 4,900, making a new all-time high. Bitcoin topped out, started to drop, and since then has continued to hold up extremely well. Bitcoin has dropped all the way down to 107, right? Dropping, if we measure that move, I'll tell you here how large of a move that's been. From this top, right, down to this low, we dropped about 13.82%, right? $17,000, over $17,000, 13.82%. Ethereum has dropped very little in comparison. Oops, jump out here to the daily. Give it a second to load here. So ETH, in comparison from its high, right, from its high to its current low, only dropped 14.94%. So just slightly, about 2% more than Bitcoin did. And that's usually not typical for altcoins, right? Usually, typically for altcoins, we see altcoins dropping double or triple when Bitcoin drops. So that being said, Ethereum is holding up extremely well, stayed within its August range, didn't even fall below its August range, and is already starting to push back up and starting to recover at 44.70. So Ethereum is doing extremely well right now with with this type of recovery. Oops. Let's see here. Only $5 even with ETFs incoming. Guys, look, you guys need to understand. The XRP community lives off the hype. Lives off the hype of something that is going to happen for it. When the lawsuit was still going on, oh, just wait till the lawsuit's over. When the lawsuit's over, XRP is gonna blast off. What did XRP do? It went from $2 and some change to 366, topped out, and then started dropping for 2 months and a half. Right, since mid-July, it topped out at 366 and was dropping all through August. Why? The lawsuit's over. The price suppression is over. Now everyone can partner with XRP. Why is there such a sell-off? Why is XRP's price still not pumping? Is it because Bitcoin's not pumping? Right? So yes, the XRP ETF might be coming. Yes, that could be a catalyst event that could push XRP's price from where it's at right now to that $5, right? But it all depends on Bitcoin. When Bitcoin starts to top out again, which it will at some point by the end of this year, will start to top out again and will start to drop once again. When you start to see that happen, XRP will drop as well. And XRP is not immune to pullbacks, right? XRP is not immune to a Bitcoin pullback. Bitcoin pulls back, all the altcoins pull back, and that includes XRP. ETF or no ETF, it doesn't matter. It will pull back. I mean, another perfect example is Ethereum. Ethereum got its ETFs, early on after Bitcoin. Look how long it's taking for Ethereum to make a new all-time high, for ETFs to really kick into overdrive and really drive a lot of buying pressure, right? Think about that. Yet XRP somehow, because the ETF is going to get launched, or it, rumored to get launched, if it happens, XRP is going to go to over $1 trillion. Ethereum hasn't gotten to over $1 trillion yet, and it's had an ETF for over a year, right? Ethereum ETFs have been around for over a year, yet Ethereum still hasn't reached $1 trillion asset. But XRP somehow is going to blast off to $50, according to some influencers out there like Zach Rector, that's going to go to $50 because of ETFs and market multipliers and all this other fugazi math. Like, come on, guys, think about that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So just think about that for a second. Good, Crypto Cologne, good to see you. Good afternoon. Would you be selling all your coins to buy more Bitcoin? Yes, I do plan on selling all my altcoins, right? By the end of this year, I plan on selling the grand majority of all my altcoins. Ethereum being a little different, right? I treat it differently, but Aero, Ondo, all this other stuff, I do plan on selling it all by the end of this year, getting out of all my positions, waiting for Bitcoin to pull back, right? Have its larger correction. I do believe that it will drop below $100,000 again. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but I think it will. So, and when it does, I want to start accumulating more Bitcoin at those lower levels. So yes, my plan is to sell all my altcoins, ADA, everything. No matter how great it is, I'm selling it all. Let's jump here into the chat and start reading some more questions here. ETH is going up. Yes, it is. ETH is going up. Is it good to buy Bitcoin now? Is it good to go into a long? Maybe. Is it good to buy at spot? I don't think so. Should I buy ETH now or wait a few days or weeks? Guys, if you're talking about a trade, if you're talking about, to get in and get out soon, then it's okay. It's not a terrible idea. I'm not a financial advisor. I am taking longs on Ethereum when appropriate, right? I'm getting in and out of trades, but am I buying Ethereum spot right now? No, I'm not. Do you believe crypto public unbacked currencies take over fiat currencies? Do you believe crypto public unbacked currencies take over fiat currencies? Guys, there will never be the US dollar is not going to get replaced by Bitcoin. The US dollar is going to exist, and all the fiat currencies are going to exist. People need to realize, we've talked about this before a lot, right? The dollar is going to zero. The dollar is going to zero. Yes, you're correct. The dollar is going to zero. But mathematically, you can infinitely approach zero forever and never actually get to zero, right? You can always devalue, and still not approach zero. There will always be a world where fiat currencies exist because governments must retain that power, the power of having their own tender, their own money, their own currency, which they can manipulate to their benefit, to print at their will, to do what they want when they want. They're not going to give that power up, right? They're not going to adopt a cryptocurrency and say, well, we're just at the will of this cryptocurrency now, right? They will buy cryptocurrencies. They will have reserves, right? Like the Bitcoin reserve and other altcoin reserves, right? That they will try to back their currencies with, that they will try to use somehow to benefit them. But they will not give up their currencies. Fiat currencies are not going to disappear. Will there be a day when cryptocurrencies die out? There will be a day when there is a .com bubble like scenario where 99% of cryptocurrencies get wiped out, and the only cryptocurrencies that survive will most likely be the cryptocurrencies that are backed by ETFs that institutions have demand for and are accumulating. We have begun a new era in cryptocurrencies with institutional demand now. And these institutional demands are going to set the standard for what currencies will survive, what cryptocurrencies will survive in the future, what cryptocurrencies could potentially be a long-term 3 to 5 year hold. And if it's not in an ETF, it's most likely not going to be one that you should be holding more than a year, more than an altcoin season, right? Don't be holding it no 5-6 years if it's not in an ETF, and that is going to be the standard. So, yes. Let's see here. How many alts did you hold? What do you want to sell now? Guys, I'm going to sell my Aerodrome. I'm going to sell my Ondo. I'm going to sell my Sui, my BitTensor Tau, my AVAX, my Doge, my ADA, my Algorand, my Uniswap. What else am I holding? My Solana, my Render, my Pendle. I know I got a few more. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I'm going to be selling them all, guys. I'm going to be selling them all. I'm going to be selling a grand majority of my ETH position, between 50 to 75%, depending what price targets we reach. I will be selling 50 to 75% of my Ethereum position, and then I will wait for Bitcoin to drop below 100,000 before starting to accumulate again. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. If you guys haven't joined the Crypto Citadel, I definitely urge you guys to sign up and join now. We do have a lifetime access of availability now. There's only 10 spots for lifetime access. There were some people that were asking about lifetime access, and since there was some interest, I decided to put it on there, but there's only 10 spots. Only 10 spots for lifetime access. Once those 10 spots are up, there will be no more lifetime access. So make sure you get in there while you still can. Also, we only have about 20 spots available left for the 99 price point. After those 20 spots are filled, the price is going up higher to about 175. So make sure that if you've been interested in the Crypto Citadel, if you've been following me this whole time and have heard me talk about the Crypto Citadel, our private trading community, and want to participate, this is the time to lock in those lower subscription prices, because if you don't, prices will be going up and lifetime access will be going away after the first 10 buyers come in. So first come, first serve. Take it while you can. When it's gone, it's gone. What's your take on World Liberty Finance? Let's go take a look at World Liberty Finance here, guys. World Liberty Finance is one that we've been tracking. Let's jump down to the 15-minute here. World Liberty Finance. So World Liberty Finance earlier today did sweep the previous day low, which triggered a long entry to the upside to at least this daily VWAP / daily open. Never made it to the daily open, but at least made it to the daily VWAP around 0.224, which is a nice little long. Now, since then, it's gotten rejected. It's pulled back lower. It is still overall in a a larger time frame, weekly time frame downtrend for World Liberty Finance. We have lost the previous day low after getting rejected from the VWAP, and now have dropped below. We're heading back towards the previous week and Monday low. If we sweep this area of the previous week low around 20 cents again, that would be another potential long entry to at least back up towards the previous day high, give or take. That would be what I'm looking at. But so far, this is an easy follow. It's making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So get in on the lows, long it, make a lower high, get out, short it all the way back down again. Pretty simple setup for World Liberty Finance. At some point, I do expect World Liberty Finance to have a big price move to the upside, like we saw with Crow, like we saw with Pyth, right? Where some big headline comes out, Bitcoin's hitting potentially new all-time highs before the end of this year, and things really start to skyrocket. At that point, I do believe World Liberty Finance will have one of those large rallies that we can be reaching, maybe 50 cents or higher, and it's going to catch a lot of people by surprise. So am I buying this spot? No. Am I willing to take trades on it? Yes. Get in, get out. That's the way to go. Thanks for your advice and your time, brother. No problem. I appreciate it. That's what I'm here for. Let's see if the camera wants to work now. Let's see here. All right, I'm back. Now you can finally see my beautiful face again. So would you have a big tax bill if you sell all your altcoins? Guys, yes, there is taxes to pay on your altcoins. Absolutely. The majority of my altcoins are long-term holds, so there'll be long-term capital gains. Very few of them will be short-term capital gains, if any. On top of that, don't be afraid of taxes, bro. Pay your taxes and move on with it. You're still making profit. If you don't ever sell your altcoins because you're afraid of paying taxes, you're more likely going to have that ride that altcoin down to zero and then have zero profit. And you're going to end up losing money. How does that benefit you? Sell your altcoins, pay the taxes you got to pay, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and move on and start. Every investor has to sell and pay capital gains tax at some point or another. Now, are there ways to have better advantages? Absolutely. Right? You can open up your own corporation, your own company. There's different tax liabilities, expenses to be reported that can help you with your tax liability. It's not about avoiding taxes. It's about minimizing your tax liability through business expenses and, things like that, right? You got to talk to your CPA, talk to your tax consultant, and get it all figured out. But I am not afraid of paying taxes. I'm okay with paying taxes. More than 100%. I've been paying my crypto taxes for the last couple of years. Every time I've taken profits, every time I've sold, every time I've made money, and it's okay. You're not gonna go to zero, right? You're gonna go to zero by holding on to your altcoin forever and never selling. Let's see here. Bitcoin pulling back here. Still just broke out above the previous day high, and since then has just been retesting it up here, making a little head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder, right? Neckline could drop. Front, we never came down and hit our targets here to the downside between 110.442 to 110.179. Maybe we'll come down to it overnight during the Asia trading session. Who knows? We will see. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. World Liberty Finance. Let's see. Let's go take a look at Solana. Solana still doing its thing, still within its uptrend. Once again, sweeping the previous day high today. Look for support somewhere around 200 to maybe as low as 191. Worst case scenario, 181 to the downside. We are at the upper band of the August range right now. Once again, trying to break above 212 has been very tough for Solana. It's been hard to get above the August value area high. But at some point, if Bitcoin's dominance can drop a little bit lower, which has been sitting at 58% for a few weeks now, if we can start dropping below that 58% and start dropping lower, we could let the altcoin start moving and grooving. And pretty much I think everything's going to come down to this interest rate cut later this month on the 17th. Let's see here. I don't know what OVP is. Are we bearish? Absolutely not. We are not bearish. Bitcoin right now, zooming out to the 4-hour. As you guys can see here. On the 4-hour for Bitcoin, we have reclaimed the previous week value area low. The previous month value area low of August, which was at $111,114. We got above that area today. Getting above that area is very, very beneficial. Puts us back within the August range. Putting us back within the August range, our first set of targets are between 113.329 to 115.94 to the upside, which is the monthly naked point of control for Bitcoin. So right now I am targeting 113.300 to 115 here in the short term. Once we can get above 115 and get above this quarterly VWAP of 115.6, our next set of targets are between 117.7 to 120 to the upside for Bitcoin. What's the best to put money on altcoin? I don't understand what your question is trying to say. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Keep tapping those likes, boys. Keep tapping those likes. Let's go take a look over here. Crow is up 8.8% today again, after having its major pullback. Pyth is where's Pyth at? Pyth has had a nice little retrace as well. Still up 38% on the week from 23 cents, but it has dropped all the way down to 15 cents. Not a surprise after pumping from 11 cents to 23 plus cents. What do you think about Kronos? Is IOS a good coin? IOS has performed well for sure. It's definitely, taking advantage of the, the AI narrative. AI narrative has cooled off. Not a lot of talk about AI narrative. Basically altcoins overall have all pretty much cooled off. So until altcoins can have another major pushback up, and the AI narrative really take off, right? All narratives in crypto have pretty much cooled off at this point in time. Right now, everything is being driven by Bitcoin and Ethereum alone. Wherever Bitcoin and Ethereum are going is where the altcoins will follow, but there's no real narrative leading the charge, right? Like how we see in a normal altcoin season. Let's go take a look at, what is it called? Kronos. Kronos here. Rallied all the way up to about 39 cents, got rejected, fell back below 31 cents, trying to find support here around 25 cents, pushing back up to 27 right now. If we continue the rejection of making lower highs here, expect a retest of 23 cents to about 21. If 21 doesn't hold, then the quarterly VWAP around 19 to 18 cents are the next targets to the downside. Now, if Crow can get back above 31 to 32 cents, our next target to the upside is 39 cents. And then above 39 cents, we do have another target of 60 cents to the upside. So we'll see what happens here with Crow. Bullish September incoming. It's looking like it, man. It's definitely looking like Bitcoin is setting up for a bullish September here. The fact that we've bottomed out for Bitcoin around this 107,000, I was really targeting 105 to 104, but we came into this anchored VWAP, which we front ran. We never even actually ever hit it. And once we started this week earlier this week, we actually swept the previous week low at 107,300. We went long in the crypto Citadel from there, and we rode the Bitcoin trade all the way up to like 109, 110, or whatever it was earlier this week. Now it has reclaimed the August value area low and gotten back within the August range as well, getting above 111,114. Another bullish milestone for Bitcoin to continue pushing up higher between 113 to 115. If we can flip 115 and start getting above that, then our next set of milestones are between 117 to 120 as our next set of targets to the upside. Let's see here. I don't suggest any altcoins. What the heck is this? Just stablecoin? What is this? Is this the USDJ? What is this? Is this the Tron coin, or is this like, yeah, this is the Tron stable coin. Up 50%, over $2 right now. This thing's gonna drop down to $1. Let's see here. How high do you see Ethereum going in fourth quarter? Thanks. Ideally, hopefully it gets to at least 6K, man. that would be fantastic. Definitely plan on taking some strong profits between 6 to 7K, 6 to 8K. I plan on taking some strong profits. So it would be great if it got up there. Realistically, definitely over $5,000. We're currently at 4,400, right? So getting above $5,000 is definitely a very real target here in the next couple of weeks. Very simple to get for Ethereum. But ideally, I would love to see it between 6 to 8K by the end of the fourth quarter here for Ethereum. What do you think about XRP in the future? XRP, $5 target to the upside still remains a realistic target. Anything above that, is high speculation. Very, very high speculation, because they're, just based off of, the ETFs and all these multipliers and whatever. Guys, Ethereum's ETF has been out for over a year, and Ethereum has not hit $1 billion market cap, $1 trillion market cap just yet, right? It has not hit $1 trillion market cap just yet. Yet somehow people believe that just because the XRP ETF gets approved, let's say tomorrow, as an example, it is going to pump the XRP market cap to $1 trillion and get to $10. $10 is about $1 trillion or higher for XRP's market cap. And people are talking about a $50 XRP. Like, let's be real here, guys. That makes absolutely no sense at all. XRP 400% is like 190 for the year. Are you trying to say that you think XRP is going to pump another 400% from where we are and get to 190? What? That doesn't even make sense. ETH to 6K in fourth quarter. What does that mean? October, December? Yes, fourth quarter starts in October, guys. Between October 1st and December 31st, that is the fourth quarter of the year, right? Quarter 3 ends at the end of September. So yes, fourth quarter by end of year, Ethereum 6K, very realistic, very possible, on the table. Let's see here. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Edwin, what's going on? What do you think of ZBEC? I have 100K worth on ZBEC just to see what it does, but do you think it could hit 0.01 cents during altcoin season? To the downside, I'm pretty sure ZBEC is higher than that. Oh no, ZBEC is not higher than that. That's 0.01. We are nowhere near that right now. Okay, yes, let's go cover ZBEC here real quick. So ZBEC, man, you got $100,000 and you're not in the crypto citadel. What are you doing, man? Missing out on all those trade signals and daily live trade sessions. All right, so overall, ZBEC here right now, right? ZBEC has come all the way down to as low as 0.0035. Been finding some support here from the Monday low. We do have a target to the downside that's still untapped down at 0.0033. So far, we've been pumping back up. We got back above the quarterly VWAP, which is bullish. Hopefully, we can continue to hold that here around 0.004. Our targets to the upside for ZBEC in the short term, or for the August targets, are between 0.0045 to 0.0048. Right, we still have a target back from May, which has not been revisited, back from May, early June, up at 0.006. Now, can it reach a penny? Yes, I do believe ZBEC can reach a penny. I don't think it's a wild thought for ZBEC to reach a penny. I don't think that's wild. I'm not up to date with what its tokenomics are right now. I don't know if it's changed. I'm not fully aware of all the fundamentals that are behind ZBEC. So if there's been some high level of inflation rate to the supply for ZBEC, that will definitely hinder any chances of getting to a penny, right? So far back in August when it was rallying, right, it rallied from the lows of July down at 0.0024, which I did warn everybody it was coming from when we pumped in end of May, early June. I told everybody that this 0.007 was a terrible time to get in, that we were going to have a major pullback, and we did. We pulled back over 60%, came down to the yearly VWAP, bounced off of it, and we rallied all the way up to 0.006. Now we've pulled back down again. Can we pull back towards the yearly VWAP again? Absolutely. but we haven't broken those targets or the highs from back in May, June. So be aware of that, which is around 0.007. So not too far from that 1 penny that you're looking for. Let's jump back over here into the chat. Man, chat is flying. How about Pengu? Let's go take a look at Pengu here. Anybody here interested in cryptocurrency mining? No, because Jada, that's a scam. Whoever's talking to you or messaging you about crypto mining is a scammer. Don't believe them. Block them. Report them. Trust me, guys. Bitcoin mining specifically, but mining in general is a very, very difficult industry to be successful in. Trust me, I know from personal experience. I used to have a Bitcoin mining operation down in Paraguay, worth over $250,000, and it is extremely, extremely hard to stay profitable and just overall succeed in that space. So if anybody's DMing you or messaging you about how great Bitcoin mining and crypto mining is and how easy it is to make all this money, they're lying. They're trying to scam you. Let's see here. Let's go to, somebody had asked about a different cryptocurrency. Pengu. Yeah, let's go take a look at Pengu. I'm a novice. Can you coach me? Yeah, we can coach you. Just join the Crypto Citadel. You guys already know my private trading community. I have a full 1-hour course explaining how to read charts from beginner to experienced, all different indicators that I'm using that are completely free, how to use them. Plus, you get daily live sessions with me every single day, Monday through Thursday, from 9 a.m. Eastern time to around 11 a.m. Eastern time. So you can learn a lot in the Crypto Citadel very, very quickly if you're very active. So definitely, if you're looking for that mentorship, the Crypto Citadel is the place for you. Let's see here. As soon as I join your live, multiple fake crypto accounts start to follow me. Yep, that's how it is, man. There's all these fake scammers are all over the place, man. Be very careful. Let's go take a look at Pengu. Pengu here. Let's see. Closed out the month of August. We have a monthly MPOC up at around 0.034. So we definitely need to get above the value area low of August, which is around 0.031. Currently, we're facing some resistance at those levels. If we get rejected there, look down below for targets between 0.027 to basically 2.5 cents to the downside. Now, if we can get above the 3-cent area, our monthly MPOC is around 3.5 cents, which is fantastic. To the upside, Pengu has been making a downtrend of lower highs since July, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high. We need to break that lower high structure, start getting above 0.037 to basically 4 cents again to break that market structure, to start running up higher above 4.5 cents and start making a potential new local high here. Is it good to buy XRP now? No, it's not. Let's just be realistic. It's not. Our XRP is currently around what? $3, close to $3, 284. Realistically, this thing could pump to $5, let's say $6. That is what? A 2x from where we are right now, a little bit over 2x, close to 3x at best for XRP. XRP obviously can break 366, can go to 416, maybe even $5, like I said earlier. But realistically, guys, XRP is not the thing to be buying right now. You don't want to, if you didn't buy XRP under $1, if you didn't buy it under $2, definitely don't be buying it now at 280. Don't be chasing the FOMO. Don't listen to all the Fugazi people hear about XRP is going to go to $50 and all this stuff. All of that is Fugazi, guys. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes here, hitting that subscribe. Please give us an update on TIA. Man, TIA, Celestia. Haven't looked at that thing in forever. I didn't even think this thing was still relevant. Let's see here. Very simple update. I don't even need to update my chart. Celestia remains in a major downtrend, as you guys can see. since December of 2024. We topped out around $9.16. We have had a major drop in price action since then, just dropping, making lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Currently sitting at $1.64. If we can start getting above 261 and above the yearly VWAP, which is around 267, then potential targets open up around 371 to 460 to 463 to the upside, maybe even up to $6, 642 with a gold pocket to the upside. But until we can get above that 261, I see no life in Celestia. Definitely not something I'm willing to buy right now. I am willing to put a small percentage of capital with maybe a 2 to 3x leverage on this thing and see if there's some type of pop in the next altcoin season and see if we can hit that 261 and higher. But outside of that, definitely not something I want to be holding on to spot. Appreciate the crowd. Appreciate everybody. Why couldn't go to $50? Guys, XRP's market cap is not going to let XRP go to $50. It's at 169 billion right now. 169 billion is at $2.84. And it's 169 billion. Think about that. How do you think it's going to go to $50? It's going to at $10. It's practically at $10. It's practically $1 trillion asset. Ethereum hasn't reached $1 trillion asset yet, and Ethereum's been having ETFs open for over a year at this point in time. Just now, major institutional demand is coming in for Ethereum and starting to pile up Ethereum, and we're getting some companies with Ethereum treasuries and all this stuff. And Ethereum is still not at $1 trillion market cap. Yet you think somehow, some way, XRP is going to just blow past Ethereum and all the demand that there is for Ethereum right now and just go to $50 in the next 4 months, right? Because a lot of people assume that the bull market is going to end here in the next, by the end of quarter four, right? By the end of 2025, the top is going to be in. It's all over. That's all she wrote kind of scenario, right? And if that is true, you think that right now, between now and the end of the year, in the next 4 months, 4.5 months, XRP is going to run to $50. It hasn't done it all of 2024. It hasn't done it all of 2025. The lawsuit ended back in July, August. Didn't do it then, right? Didn't just blast off. It hasn't had any major decoupling or anything from the rest of the altcoins or from Bitcoin. It's just continuing to follow along the same path as Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulls back, XRP pulls back. Bitcoin pumps, XRP pumps. And somehow XRP is supposed to have this massive liquidity event that is going to just send it to the moon and hit trillions of dollars in market cap overnight in the next 4 months. That's just not realistic, guys. I know the XRP community wants to believe it is. I know the XRP community loves all the conspiracies and all the theories and all the whatevers and all the multipliers and all the Fugazi math and all the fake news they've been talking about. This is the problem why you can't believe XRP content creators. They've been wrong for the last 8 years. For the last 8 years, they've been wrong, right? I've been in the crypto space since 2017, and they haven't gotten a single thing right about XRP. It didn't go to 589 like everybody talked about in 2021. It didn't have a $50,000 buyback like they were talking about in 2022 and 2023. That never happened. It didn't go to $10,000, right, when the lawsuit was over. It didn't go to $1,000. It barely hit $4. It hit $3.66, and it was already up above $2 when the lawsuit ended. What do you think is going to take it to $50? If the lawsuit was the ultimate suppression, since then we've had mentions of XRP potentially being in an altcoin crypto reserve. Still hasn't hit $10. It has been all the crypto regulations are coming in that are pro crypto regulations for banks to use altcoins and Bitcoin and all this stuff, yada, yada, yada. Yet XRP is still not doing it. The lawsuit's over. What's stopping it? Oh, it's the ETFs. Now the narrative has changed once again. The ETF is now the final barrier. The ETF is what's going to take XRP up there. Is it really? Do you really believe that? Just think about it logically. Stop FOMOing for 1 second. Yeehaw, baby. Appreciate that cowboy hat. Think about it for 1 second. Stop thinking that you're going to become an overnight multi-millionaire, multi-billionaire off XRP right now, and just think about it logically. What are the odds of that being a reality? Now, let's speculate even more. XRP has been below $1 at 50 cents and lower for over 5 years, easily over 5 years. Has allowed multiple people to accumulate 10,000 XRP and higher, right? Very large amounts of XRP. And even people that have accumulated less than 10,000 XRP have still accumulated a very large amount of XRP holdings. You think that XRP is going to shoot to $50 in the next 4 months, the market cap is going to hit trillions of dollars, and people are going to become instant multi-millionaires and billionaires all at once. And then when people go to sell that XRP, all these exchanges, just from XRP alone, is going to have multi-billions and billions and billions of dollars to dish out for all the XRP holders? Doesn't make sense, man. It's fine to hold some XRP, but if you're holding a bunch and no others, you'll be watching gains all around you. 100% agree with you, Crypto Ricky. 100% agree with you. Everybody's been, oh, XRP's the one, XRP's the one for the last 5 years. Plenty of altcoins have outperformed XRP for the last 5 to 7 years. We could have made tons and tons and tons of gains, and nobody did. Why? Because they were just hodling XRP, XRP, XRP. Now XRP pumps finally 400% in a year after 8 years, and everybody out of nowhere suddenly thinks that XRP is this God-given gift to the world, and it's not. It's not. Plenty of altcoins have done way more than 400% in way shorter periods of time. Why is XRP now the chosen one? Why? Because it works with banks, because it wants to work with banks. Guys, that's the narrative. XRP has become the Dogecoin of 2021, of 2025. 2021, everybody thought they were going to get rich off Doge. Elon Musk was talking about it. It was being talked about. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for the galaxy. Everybody was talking about Doge. Elon was talking about it. They talked about it on SNL. Dogecoin was climbing. People made some tens of thousands. Some people made a few million, and they watched it go to 70 cents, and then they watched it crash. Why? Because everybody thought it was going to go to $1, $1 plus, $1 plus, $1 plus. It was going to go higher, higher, and higher. XRP has done the same thing. XRP has been climbing this last year and a half, right? And now that there's all this pro XRP stuff, headlines all over the place, everyone's like, XRP to $5, XRP to 10, XRP to 50, higher, 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 higher. We're going to become millionaires. We're going to become millionaires. You guys you're going to be the next Dogecoin holders from 2021. Watch. Mark my words. Luna did more than XRP when it sank from 200 to 3 cents to less than 3 cents and bounced back to 20 cents. 38x. Yo, dude, 100% Sage. 38x from literally 0.003 to 20 cents. And XRP still hasn't done that. XRP is at the same all-time high as it was 8 years ago. It only goes to $3 at most and then eats doo-doo. 100% agree, man. Luna was awesome until it wasn't. I agree with that as well. Very awesome until it wasn't. I sold most of my XRP at 350 and rotated into other altcoins. Let's go, Crypto Ricky. There you go, man. That's proper risk management right there. That's some proper risk management right there. ETFs may take it to 7-ish. That's it. I'm not going to completely disagree with that, right? It could go parabolic for some point in time. Who knows, right? Maybe 7-ish, whatever. Sold my XRP to buy loan. I'm up 12x. Nice. I don't know what loan is, but whatever. Congratulations. I'm glad you're making money. XLM has a better chance this time. Why do you say that, King Kong? So is Bitcoin dominance going up this week or then drops big? I don't know when it's going to drop big exactly, but Bitcoin's dominance bottomed out around 57.5% back in August 24th, bounced up to about 58%, came back down to 57.7, and then has bounced back up to 58.84. Now we're back down at 58.40, right? Our next targets to the downside are between 56.98 to 56.80, and anything to that target and lower, we're going to see some big moves out of the altcoins, my friends. Big moves out of the altcoins at that point in time. So if Bitcoin dominance can drop down to 56.98 and lower, buckle up, guys, because XRP might finally start having a pump for you guys. Oh, man. If you guys are not in the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community, definitely do so and join, guys. That is where you're going to be getting all my trade signals. You're going to be doing all the live trading sessions along with me in there Monday through Thursday. Daily trade setups, long-term macro analysis for long-term holders. You get my 1-hour trading course, and you get the my exclusive indicators that I've created myself, which I'm adding more and more features to every couple of weeks. So make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel, and it's for less than $3. It's for $3.30 a day, guys. $3.30 a day to be in there. But if you don't get in now, there's only 20 spots left for that price target. After those 20 spots are over, price is going up to $175 a month, which is going to be a lot more. So definitely join in now. And we have 10 spots available for people that are very into the lifetime access only, right? Just buying right out one time, lifetime access, one payment. There is an option for the first 10 people that take it. The first 10 people that come in for the lifetime are the only ones that are going to get it, and then it goes away. Do you think with institutional money playing a bigger part in crypto that the same cycle applies, bull, bear? No, I don't think the same cycle applies. I do believe that the bear markets will be shortened. I do believe that the bear markets are not going to be a year and a half like they used to be, right? This extensive period in time. I do believe that they're going to be quarterly to about multi-quarterly, maybe, 6 months, 8 months periods, right? But less than a year for sure. And the drops are going to be a lot less significant than before, right? Before Bitcoin would correct about 50, 60, 70, 80%, right? Overall in bear markets. We saw Bitcoin drop from 59,000, or what was it? 59, 60,000, whatever it was, the all-time high from 2021, all the way down to 15, 14,000, right? Major drop. Right now, I believe moving forward, Bitcoin drops are going to be between 30 to 40%, like bear market, full bear market, like we saw in Q1 of 2025. Bitcoin pulled back, I believe, like about 36% from 109 to like 76,000. And I believe those are going to be the bear markets moving forward, about 30 to 40% pullbacks for Bitcoin at most. How much is the lifetime? Lifetime is 2,300. 2,300 is lifetime. I feel like Bitcoin is now Tesla and Nvidia. Yeah, it definitely feels like that, man. People are starting to catch on. If you're not on the Bitcoin train now, you're going to be missing out, just like people missed out on Tesla and Nvidia. We've seen Ethereum making a kickoff and retesting, but Solana seems to be far behind. It's far behind in the simple fact that it hasn't really had like a new all-time high since January when Trump launched his meme coins, right? Which was a very large catalyst event, which is not a big surprise at all that we have not seen another all-time high since then. I mean, what's going to take Solana up there? What's going to give Solana the same traffic that it got when Trump launched his meme coin, right? Absolutely nothing, really. So unless, just overall general altcoin season stuff, I do believe Solana is going to get back above $300. We're currently sitting around 200 and some change. Been trying to break out for Solana for the last few months here. We've had a very nice uptrend since the Q2 beginning right of April. We made the low around $97. Since then, we've been making higher highs, lower and higher lows, higher high, higher lows, and climbing up. So it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin starts to really pump again, make a new all-time high. And I do believe Solana is going to run for that 235, 247, and potentially run for that $300 all-time high again later this year. But yes, overall, Ethereum has been somewhat, you can say, outperforming Solana recently with the price action that it's done. Let's see here. Not really sure, but I think the 4-year cycle is over. So much more money in crypto now. Oh yeah, 100% agree with that, man. 100% agree. The 4-year cycles are never going to be the same again with the level of institutional demand and companies, corporate treasuries, buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's never going to be the same again. What's going on? Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Like I said, guys, only 10 spots for a lifetime, only 20 spots left for the $3.30 a day price point, and then it's going to go up a lot higher. So make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community where you get daily trade signals, daily live trading session along with me. You get daily trade setups, long-term macro analysis, exclusive indicators that I've created myself, and my 1-hour-long trading course. So make sure that you guys are jumping in there and starting to level up your game. If you're really looking for mentorship, you're looking for, a different actual risk management mentality, not just degen mentality of I'm just gonna buy altcoins and I'm gonna diamond hand, baby, diamond hand. If you want to be in the degen mentality, the Crypto Citadel is not for you. Do not join the Crypto Citadel. You're not going to like it. You're not going to last. The Crypto Citadel is about proper risk management. It's about treating crypto and treating investing and trading as a business, and we're there to make money. We're there to use proper risk management to make money. We're not there to diamond hand. We're not there to go to the moon. We're there to get in and get out of positions that will print money. Crypto is becoming a sanitized investment. Yeah, I can agree with that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more of that market maturity overall with Bitcoin, right? Being adopted by institutions, Ethereum being adopted by institutions. Of course, things are going to slow down and things are going to become more mature. That's what everybody wanted, right? Everybody wanted market maturity. Now that we're getting it, people are getting scared. Why is XRP down? Because XRP sucks. XRP is not immune to Bitcoin, guys. XRP will follow Bitcoin just like any other altcoin. If Bitcoin pumps, XRP will pump. Altcoins pump, right? While Bitcoin price pumps and Bitcoin dominance drops, altcoins pump, XRP included. If Bitcoin price drops, XRP and altcoins will drop along with it. Crypto Ricky, what's going on, man? Says, how about that Crow coin, bro? Bought that at 0.02 in the bear market, made a nice profit. Let's go, Crypto Ricky. Let's go, man. Crypto is still a very small market. Don't fool yourself and say yes, we are very early. Oh, 100%. The market is still extremely small, right? The grand majority of people still don't understand crypto. Bitcoin is only $2 trillion, right? It hasn't even surpassed gold yet. There's tons of way larger markets out there than cryptocurrencies in general. So 100% agree with that. World Liberty Finance was a scam that would probably gain money, but not last when Trump leaves office. Possibly. Definitely not a long-term hold at all. I'm going to be just taking some longs and shorts on World Liberty Finance as opportunities present themselves, but I will definitely not be holding that long-term. You guys need to understand that these coins, right, these insider coins that are done with pre-sales, these accredited investors put in hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, and they're buying at less than a penny, guys, at less than a penny. They're not buying at 15 cents, at 20 cents, and they're like, oh, I'm losing money. No. They're buying at less than half a penny, right? They're buying so cheap. And when it launches, at 30 and it dropped to 20, they're still making a boatload of money. And every time they have a token unlock that they are allowed to sell, they are going to sell and dump on the market and cash out all those gains. With companies like Google, IBM building on Hedera, why haven't we seen a push in HBAR's prices? Because nobody uses HBAR. These companies are so-called building on it, right? but who is using it? What is happening? What activity is actually happening? Who's buying HBAR long term? Yeah, they might be building on it, right? But building something on a blockchain doesn't make transactions happen, right? You can have the world's greatest store, but if there's no foot traffic down your street, nobody's going to come to your store and buy. And that's what happens with a lot of these altcoins that have these major corporations, major companies, major partnerships that are all working and building on the blockchain, but you see no price action happening. Why is no price action happening? Because nobody's buying and holding that thing long term. No real level of institutional money or corporate money or whatever is behind it and is pushing the price up. So you might be building the world's greatest building, but if nobody comes, it doesn't mean jack squat. And that's what happens with HBAR. That's what happens with a lot of these altcoins that have all these epic partnerships. Ava says, please teach me. Join the Crypto Citadel and you can start learning any minute with me. You instantaneously get access to my full 1 hour course. Then you get access to all my live streams that I do exclusively in the Crypto Citadel every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Thursday, where we go through live trades together and I explain to you exactly what you are learning in the course live and why I do the decisions that I take. And we go through it together. And that's how you start learning some proper risk management and you can start potentially winning some trades. You think some categories like RWA will decouple from Bitcoin? No, guys, nothing will decouple from Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs the crypto market. When Bitcoin tops out, RWAs, no matter how great they are, no matter how much BlackRock wants to pump them, will not pump to the moon. When Bitcoin tops out and it drops, every single altcoin will top and drop along with it. It's just the way the system works, guys. So do you think about the whole noise around the SWIFT banking system? So what do you think about the whole noise around the SWIFT banking system? Guys, the SWIFT banking system is not going to be taken over by XRP. Flat out, let's get that out of the way. Are they going to potentially work with XRP at some point? Maybe. Who else are they going to be working with? Chainlink. Chainlink is connected to everything. If there is something that has a bigger chance of taking over the SWIFT system than XRP, it's Chainlink. They're working with absolutely every single system, every crypto, every blockchain, everybody, right? They are intertwined with everything. They have a better chance of taking over the SWIFT system than XRP does. No company, no current legacy system that exists is going to willingly give up their power of control to a new party and just hand them over the keys and say, well, now you run the game however you decide. You make the rules because we're using your system now. That's not going to happen. The SWIFT system could incorporate using XRP, bridging over onto XRP, right? But they're not going to be using the XRP token. They're going to be using stable coins potentially on XRP. A lot of stuff is going to start moving to stable coins. That's how the legacy finance system is going to work. That's why there's been such a hyper focus on these stable coin bills and passing all these banking regulations for stable coins in crypto, is so that they can start bridging onto stable coins. And they're going to be, and obviously Chainlink is working with everybody. They're going to be able to bridge through multiple different blockchains. It's not going to be XRP only. It's not going to be Chainlink only. It's going to be many different blockchains. Everybody wants to be on as many blockchains as possible. September will be bearish for crypto. Right now, it's looking like September is going to be bullish for crypto, man. Bitcoin has bottomed out around the 107. It has reclaimed the range for August, getting above this August value area low of $111,114, giving us targets here in the short term between 113 to 115. If we can get above this quarterly VWAP of 115.6, our next set of targets are between 117.7 to 120. So September here is looking pretty spicy to the upside overall. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, hanging out here. Make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel. If you like what you see, if you like the content, if you like the technical analysis, if you want to start leveling up your trading game, get better at trading, if you want to just start diving into trading for the first time ever, just learning how to handle your spot bags better with better risk management, for mentorship of where this market could be going, where the market is going, where these altcoins are going. When is it a proper time to take risk off the table? When is it a proper time to put some risk on the table and start learning a better mentality as an investor? The Crypto Citadel is the place you got to be. If you can make the greatest meal in the world and only eat 40% of the food, then you are ready to be a good teacher, a good trader. What? I would have thought Sui would have grown a bit more like Solana in the early days. Sui grew a lot. Sui has done spectacular. Just every financial institution has applied to have their own stablecoin approval, which more than likely will run through Chainlink. 100% agree with that, Crypto Ricky. 100% agree with that. Everyone is wanting to make their own stablecoins. Stablecoins are becoming cheaper and easier to create every single day. Just how meme coins have allowed the regular person to create a coin and make tons of money with it. You guys think that these other institutions don't have the resources to make their own stablecoins and their own cryptos now? The time of XRP having some type of advantage over the banking system and having some type of edge where they don't know the technology, they don't know the space, that time is over. That was back in 2018. The institutions didn't just one day to the next decide, okay, Bitcoin's the next greatest investment ever from one day to another. They've been studying Bitcoin for many years. They've been studying stablecoins. They've been studying the blockchain for many, many years, and understand that this is the way forward and have been making moves to make it happen. This didn't just come out of the blue. And yes, they are going to move on with their own stablecoins. They're not just going to hand over the keys to XRP and Ripple. What stops the banks from bringing their own stablecoins and cutting altcoins like XRP? Absolutely nothing, Prince. Absolutely nothing. Great observation. What stops them? Nothing. Nothing. People are like, oh, the infrastructure. Guys, Ethereum has infrastructure. All these blockchains already have infrastructure. Chainlink has infrastructure. The major overall infrastructure is already there. They just need to create their own stablecoin, put it on a blockchain, and start bridging it to multiple other blockchains, and it's over. And they don't need to use XRP's token itself, right? They don't need to use the XRP token. They can just use its ledger. They can just use its blockchain. They can just use Chainlink. They can just use all these other layer 2s and layer 3s that are coming out to bridge through all these different systems to be faster and cheaper. And they don't need to use XRP. XRP is seldom news, just hype. Dude, 100% agree with you, Prince. 100% agree. I'm glad that people are starting to catch on. I'm glad that people are starting to catch on. It gives me hope. It gives me hope for the future. Guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out here. Appreciate all of you guys hanging in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I've seen some of you guys joining the Crypto Citadel already. Like I said, there are only 20 spots left for the $3.30 price per day. Once those spots are over, price will be increasing. On top of that, we have a second option, lifetime access option, lifetime forever. There are only 10 spots for lifetime. Once those 10 spots are over, there will be no more lifetime access for anybody. So if you want to get lifetime access, now is the time before those 10 spots are over. If you want to get into the Crypto Citadel and try it out, you have the opportunity to try it out now for $3.30 a day before the price increases. Guys, if you guys want to join, people are asking, how do you join? My link in the bio, guys. My link in my profile, the link in the description of my videos. They will take you to the Crypto Citadel. You'll see both options. You will see the monthly option and you will see the lifetime option. That's how you get it. If you have any questions, you don't know how to find it, you don't know how to sign up, send me a DM. I will never DM you first, but you can DM me and I will reply and I will walk you through the process. So guys, if you guys are interested in that, make sure you are going there right now before that runs out. Now is the time. I appreciate every single one of you guys in here. I hope to see all of you guys very soon in the Crypto Citadel. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day, and I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.